Hi, I'm Richard, and in today's tutorial we'll model ourselves a marble plinth for our Bomberman walls. So let's get started. Hi and thanks for watching. In today's episode what we're going to do is take a look at modelling out one of these, I don't know what you call them, wall sections, of which you can create a variety. You can really go to town here. The only limit is your imagination, and I would say possibly the fact that you've got to keep it within a certain size. Provided you can do that, then I don't see any reason why you can't, do whatever you want. You can have walls, I don't know, fences, electric pylons, do whatever you like as long as they can't be touched. Today what I thought I'd actually do is model a plinth like this. It may look a lot like that actually. Probably won't have all this decoration here, and it'll have these insets here. I thought this is a really easy one to model. We'll be able to model this, texture it in Substance Painter and import it into Unity very quickly, so it'll give us a flavour for the sort of thing that we're going to do. I think before I continue modelling I'll probably start doing some coding in Unity just to start mapping things out, seeing how they look. But for now let's just get this piece done here, and then we'll in the next tutorial we'll go into Unity in anger and start doing some gameplay. But for now let's at least model this one out so we've got ourselves a shape to work with. So we'll spin over to Unity. Spin over to Blender, and here's our cube here already there, preloaded. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do SZ2 just to give it that kind of double height. I might squish that down a bit, not sure yet. See how we go with that. What we'll do as well, if we just tab into edit mode, do Control R, left click and then right click to cancel, press Z to get rid of the to go to wireframe mode, A to deselect. Actually I might just put it into orthographic mode by pressing numpad 5, box select the bottom ones and press X vertices, and add my good friend on the mirror modifiers over here, add a mirror modifier, but not on the X, on the Z. Okay, so that'll, if I just press Z again to go into solid view, you'll see that that's now anything I do now. If I grab this, it'll adjust the bottom one as well, which is great. As you can see, plinths tend to be symmetrical on the Z axis in Blender. Alright, so what we'll do I think is we'll just start with that size there, and we'll make it smaller and then work our way out, something along those lines. So let's just press Control R, click it, and then just grab it about there-ish. Yeah, and then we'll press 1. Okay, and then we'll add a few more here. Let's try 3. Okay, let's just see how that gets on. Yeah, we'll try 3. We don't have to copy this exactly, by the way. We've got choices. We can go for hard edges or we can go for these sort of more beveled edges. I think I'm going to do one beveled edge and leave it at that. It all depends on how close anyone's ever going to get to the action. So if I just click on go into face mode, I'll just press Control Tab 3. I'm in edit mode at the minute. And then I'm going to right click this guy. I'm going to press E and then right click to cancel and scale Shift Z. Okay, so what Shift Z means, it won't scale on the Z axis, and I can pull that in. And this may cause a problem. We'll just pull that in about there. We can tinker with this later on. You can see what it's done is it's left a face here. That's okay. I'll just press Alt right click to select that. Press X delete faces. Now I need to keep an eye on this. This may not be the best way to do this, but let me just quickly select those ones. I'll press X delete faces, and you can see that there is no other faces there. I think I may, by doing this, it may have started duplicating some of the faces while I was doing it in my test run, but I'll just keep an eye on that. So what we need to do now is basically, actually I might go in a bit more than that on this one. So just press S, Shift Z again, pull that right in, right? Because what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be grabbing this guy, and we're going to be pressing E, and then right click S, Shift Z again, and scaling that in. Okay, we end up with that extra face. You can see there. We want it to be just a bit bigger. Just do it again. Scale Shift Z. Just pull it in so it's just a little bit bigger than the one below, in the middle. And we'll just press X, do that again, select faces and delete those. And there's 2 of them, look, X faces. And I think that's all. You see, this is what happened last time. Yeah, so now we need to just go around. It's a bit annoying this. I can see there's probably a much better way of doing this. Sorry. Press F and just join these guys up again. F and F. Alright, okay, so now we'll just grab Control Tab 3, grab this one, then E, right clicked, S, Shift Z, pull that in. Okay, then we'll do the same thing, so click that one, X faces, and then do the same again. That's annoying. Apologies if this isn't the cleanest way of doing it, but we'll do it. F, 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 and so let's do F. All right, and finally, let's pull this one, Control Tab 3, and just grab that one, and then E, right click, S, Shift Z, pull that in, and then Alt right click. Oh, Alt, come on. Help me out. Alt right click there. There we go. X faces, and again Alt X faces. Control Tab 2. I've not made a huge difference on that one, have I? F. F. Just be careful that you don't make weird faces on this. Just keep your F. Keep your eyes peeled. You can see that's much too thin, that one. Although sometimes it's, these things actually don't look too bad. But let's just do Control Tab 3, and then we'll just grab that one and S Shift Z. Everything should be fine now. Okay, and then let's have a look at this. Yeah, it looks okay. It looks very plain at the minute, doesn't it? See, some of them, what you could potentially do with this tab in is Scale Shift Z and put it on the inside like that. Okay, so you can see like that one's done there. Let's have a look, see how that looks. Yeah, it doesn't look so terrible, does it? We'll do that. We'll go with that, guys. We're going to go with that for now. And then what I'll do as well then, if I'm doing that, is I will tab in and I'll do Control Tab 2. Select that edge there. But before I do that, I'm going to go into object mode. Just press N and have a look at the scale. You can see on the scale at the minute, it's scaled on the Z by 2. So I'm just going to do Control A, rotation and scale, and you can see that'll go down back to 1. Alright, so that resets everything. Tab back into edit mode and do Control B. Before we do that, I just Alt right click to select this edge loop here, Control B, and just pull that in something like that. Alright, and then what I'll do down here, if you haven't got the toolbar up, just press T. You can see the segments here. I'm going to go with an extra segment. I think that's about all I'm going to need because it's hardly going to show, and I'm about to show you a little trick that will make that look a bit smoother. Alright, let's just do it in front view, have a quick peek. Yeah, see, I kind of like that. Okay, so what we'll do now is we will select everything and just click here. We'll click on Shading UVs, Facing is Smooth. Okay, that's going to create a weird looking effect. Kind of this weird looking shade, but what we'll do over here, if we click on here and then click Auto Smooth and change the angle to something like 60, that should start smoothing things out. You can see that, right? That looks much better. In fact, our beveled edge here looks absolutely great. Sometimes you need to adjust that angle, or sometimes you just need to mark things as sharp. And I'll show you an example of this. What we're going to do now is just do Control Tab 2. I'm just going to select that edge loop there, that edge loop there, that edge loop there, and that edge loop there, and do Control E, mark sharp, and that just adds, I think that makes it pop a bit. I think that makes it pop a bit. I'm happy with that, guys. Now you could really go to town on this, right? I'm only just showing you this as an example. Possibly what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Z, Control Tab 1A, just grab that lot and press GZ and just pull that down. I think by minus 0.5. Okay, I think that creates that very similar plinth to this one here, doesn't it? I mean, you could. There's nothing to stop you adding this funky emblem like that if you want to. By all means, do. Okay, but I'm happy with that for now. Now I'm just going to save it. Let's just save this. Where am I at the minute? I mean, I created a new folder under Bomberman Assets Model Plinth. Okay, I'm going to take a chance here and delete the one that's already there because that's what I did when I was doing a run through. So let's overwrite it. God help me. And the good thing is, you see, it's actually duplicated everything I've done at the top at the bottom because we used the mirror mode. All right. So what we'll do is now unwrap it. This shouldn't take too long. I'm going to do a little trick here first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this. So we can only apply it in object mode, which is great. I'm going to select that edge loop that was created there and just press X edge loops, and that just saves us a little bit more. And what I'll do now, get ready for this, is just unselect everything and then press Control Tab 3, C, select this lot here. Okay, and then press Control I. No, it didn't work. Hang on. Let's do that again. Press Z then. Control Tab 1, A, B. Select that lot. press X, vertices. Okay, and that literally leaves us with the front axis. And you're thinking, Richard, you've gone mad, but don't worry, I know what I'm doing, at least I think I do. We're just going to unwrap this piece here, and the reason for that is that we'll use the same texture on all four corners. Now, you don't have to do that, it just means we can use a lot more texture space if we do it that way. Okay, now we just got to be careful about the order that we do things here when we do our unwrapping, but for now let's do the following. So we'll make sure the cursor's in the center just by pressing Shift S, cursor to center, go to object mode if it wasn't already, and then press Shift A, empty. This is all kind of lined up for me because I did it earlier on. Plane axis. Alright, so click on that, and the one thing that drives me mad is the size of that axis. So if I just go to object data, I can just change the size to 0.25 or something like that. Okay, I probably should rename this. Let's just rename the cube to Plinth, so we know what it is. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to use the power of arrays to create the four corners for us. Let me show you this. So if we just click on Add Modifier Array, now normally this is the way you'd use the arrays. You sort of go across like that, but we're not doing that here. We're going to actually use this empty that we created in the center, because we use this in the center as well. So if I now just click on unclick relative offset and click on object offset and choose empty, doesn't do much yet, but if I now click on the empty itself and then press RZ and type in 90, you can see that it's actually rotated that chunk around 90 degrees. And now going back to our plinth and just changing that to count of 4, look at that, suddenly we've got all four edges. Now it looks exactly like it did before, the difference being that there's only one side right now, and these are kind of being, if you like, copied via the array on an axis of 90 degrees around our magical center. Alright, so we'll go back into edit mode. I'll just drag this window across here, and I will now click on A, which just selects that one, because believe it or not, that's all there is. Let's go over to here, press UV image editor, zoom in a bit, and we'll press U to unwrap. Okay, and that's done a rather clean job actually. I thought there was going to be some lines in there, but it hasn't. It seems to have actually, oh, by the way, I just pressed N to bring up the properties window and stretch to show if there's any stretching going on. Now I don't know why that's got 0 stretching. That surprises me, but I'm not unhappy. Let's just pull that across a bit, give it a fighting chance. Okay, we'll pin that, just by selecting everything if it isn't already, and press P. Okay, it keeps everything in place. So now what we can do is if we tab out and just apply that modifier and tab back in. Okay, now what you don't realise now is that it's still 4 separate pieces. Maybe I can show you that. Just press L. I can grab that and move it around after I've applied it. The trick to fixing this is to go to the Tools menu, selecting everything, and then do Remove Doubles. Okay, and that joins any vertices that are within a certain tolerance together. Obviously these guys are right next to each other, so you can go for a silly merge distance there. And now if I grab that, press L, it'll select the whole thing. Okay, because now they're all joined up. But they all share, so this point here for instance, if I just press A, I'll probably show you, and just Control Tab, Island Select, and if I just select one like that and just press Grab, you can see there's one underneath it, so they're all sharing the same space. Kind of cool, right? But the only thing that's missing, of course, is the top piece there. So let's just do this now. Let's just go select those two and press F, right? And what we'll do is we'll press U, unwrap. That didn't work. Why would you be so unkind? Let's do that again. Control Z. Okay. Control Tab 2. F. Let's do Control Tab 3. Let's just select that face there. Now do U, unwrap. Why is it doing that? Possibly because it's pinned. Right, okay, let's do this. A, and then we'll just, I think it's Alt P, or just Shift P. Hey, what is it? Okay, let's find it. Hang on. UVs, unpin, Alt P. That's what I did. Maybe I didn't do it right. Okay, and now we'll press U, unwrap. There we go. And now we can scale that down and just grab it over there. We've just got to be super careful here. And then just press A, and you can see that our guys are still there and this one's unwrapped. Now it's up to you if you want to add one to the bottom. I'm not going to do that today. You could quite easily do one at the bottom and just make it share the same texture space. That's fine. I'll leave it up to you. I'm just going to select this guy here. I'm going to scale it up as much as I can. GX, just pull that across. Let's just press Shift Space to bring this into full focus, and we'll just scale that right up. Now this isn't this means that it's not in the same scale as the other piece, but that's fine by me. Alright, I'm just going to make that as big as I dare. Alright, you can see this is actually right in the corner as well. Sometimes I don't really like that, but I think I'm going to let it slide this time. Okay, so that's good. So just press Control S. Plinth. Now, one thing I'd like to do on this is add a normal map just to add some indents. I don't know if I can show you on this one. Have any of them got it? Like this. I don't know if you can see that. Kind of smooth indents there. So let's just quickly do that. Let's see how easy this is. I'll just grab a piece here and I'll press Shift D and then right click to cancel. And I'll just press which way round was that? Yes, I'll press 3. No? Okay, G, X is fine. Okay, and we'll just grab this, 3 to go to the side view, and then we'll just scale it on the X. Why are you being a monkey? S, Y even, there's Y. Okay, and we'll just sort of, sorry guys, let's press Shift Space now. And we'll just scale it on the Z a bit, and we'll just grab it on the Y. Okay, and I'll probably, yes, I need to press P to separate by selection. And then we'll tab out and tab back in, and then we'll tab into this one, just do a little bit of Control R and Control R, and then, sorry, so I've got this around the wrong side, Control Tab 1, A, B, just get rid of those vertices, and those vertices, X vertices. Okay, so we've just got this piece here, I'm just going to click that piece there, press Shift S, cursor to selected, tab out and do Alt Shift Control C, my favourite Origin to 3D cursor. And now if I spin back to Shift Space and just go to the Add Modifier there, we can add a mirror on the X and Z. I think it looks like I've got to do Control X and Z, and then Control A, rotation to scale. And that slightly annoyed me because I thought that it looks as though the X has gone wrong. Yes, it has. I need the X on. So tab in. This is going to be that one. Shift S, cursor selected. Tab out. Alt Shift Control C. Origin to 3D cursor. No, it's not X, is it? It's Y. That's why. Y and Z. There we go. Sorry about that. Right now, press 3. Now we can see we've got ourselves finally. Sorry about that. Wasn't that showing? That's weird, huh? Alt H. Well, I've never seen that before. But now, where I was going with this, I just want to do Shift Control B there to create a smooth edge. There might be easier ways of doing that. I'm not sure, but I'm going to make this right up. I'm going to whack this right up as far as it'll go, and then I'm going to tab out and press Apply. Tab back in. Just get rid of these guys. X edge loops. X edge loops. I think I've really messed this up. X edge loops. There we go. It's all there. Okay, and then finally, just do. Control I. No? Why are you being such a monkey? Control Tab 3. Select that. I. There we go. And then just grab that on the X to pull that in. Control E. Mark sharp. And just actually Control Tab 2. Just do that one. Control E. Mark sharp. Okay. Sorry guys. And if I just tab out, you'll see what I'm talking about. That's possibly a little bit fat. So let's just scale it on the Y. And then grab it on the Y. Alright, that's the sort of. I'll grab it on the Y a bit more. There we go. And now we'll add an array modifier. I'm assuming this is going to be on the Y axis. Yes, not on the X axis. Let's try 1.1. Nah, 1 point. Bit more. 1.4. Okay, and then just start. Bring up the count until you find something you're reasonably happy with. I'm not reasonably happy with how that's not stretched very well. Let's just grab that and just... Sorry people, I knew I shouldn't have done this on a whim. Let's scale it on the Z a bit and just see if it's kind. There we go. Okay, we're going to get away with that. I'm going to go with that. Okay, you can see what we've done here. I might just grab it on the Y. GY, and just pull that across and add one more. 12 is a good number. The Greeks and the Romans loved the number 12, didn't they? There we go. Okay. Yeah. We're going to do it because we've come this far. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to apply it now and actually add it as a normal map to this here texture. We're going to create a normal texture for us. Let's go into here, tab in, we'll click A and we'll say new, and we'll call it Plinth Normal. Plinth Normal. Okay, I might just I'll go for 1024, but yes, go for 1024 for now. Click OK, and that creates that model there. And what we'll do is we just tab out, click this, then click that, And if we go to on the camera and go down to the bottom where it says bake and expand that, click on normals. Okay, select it to active, because what we do is we select the, we'll rename this, we'll call it indents or something, indents, and we'll select that first and then select the plinth last and click bake. Now I suspected that might happen, and it's to do with the fact that I need to change this distance, I think. Let's try 1. 1's not, so yeah, I think we can go down 0.9. Just keep clicking. The reason this is happening, did I click it? Yeah, nearly there. 0.7. That's kind of weird, right? 0.1. Let me find the distance. Okay, I'm having no luck with this, so let me just try one more thing. Let's press 1, and I'm just going to grab it on the X and pull it in nice and close. Okay, just one thing I'll double check. I'll just tab into edit mode and just click over here and go to click on the normals. Check that they're pointing in the right direction, which I believe them to be. Okay, which is outwards. Alright. Now we've moved that nice and close. Let's tab back out and then click on there, and then let's just try setting a distance something like 0.25. Now the reason it's failing, by the way, is I think it's because it's transferring onto the back face here. I'm trying to find a distance that's agreeable. It's playing a right silly game right now, which is very frustrating. 0.5. Let me play around. I'll come back when I've worked out what the distance is. Well guys, I am very sorry. What a waste of everyone's time. I hope you can get that working. I'm really struggling. I don't know quite. I thought I had the answer. I thought I did. I thought usually it's to do with the distance. But I've tried a few things. The only other thing I think to try is if I just press tab and then A on here, go into object mode, and then A, and then just on shading UVs, I think we're going to do flip direction. Right, so they're flipping the other way, and then I'll just apply it. And now let's try it and just click on bake now, and let's just set that to 0 and just see what happens. Now that's really annoyingly worked. I think it's because it's done the first face and the front and the rear face. Now I think that looks like it might have be going out rather than in, or possibly depending on how you see it. Let's see how that looks when it gets into Substance Painter. So apologies for that. That took a little bit longer. So let's just save this. File save. And we'll also do an export as well. So just make sure we've got that click there. I'll do File, Export FBX, and we've got Plinth.fbx. Again, this was my test file. You won't have that. Click Selected Objects and Experimental. Apply Transform. Okay, click Export FBX. Okay, good. Let's bring up Substance Painter and go in there and texture this thing out. Okay, here we are in our good friend Substance Painter. So let's just bring our bad boy in. Let's just do File, New. I suspect that it might already be in the right folder. No, it is, yes, Plinth.fbx. Okay, you may have to navigate to there. Not sure what that icon is. That's a Unity icon, isn't it? It's associated itself with Unity. So I've saved my models in Models Plinth. They're kind of Unity. That's what I was doing in Blender. So we just click Open there. 1024 is fine. I guess OpenGL is right. I'm never quite sure. It seems to work okay once you get in there. Let's have a little look. There it is in all its glory. Now we do have a normal map as well, don't we? So let's just go over to Windows Explorer. Oh, we didn't save it, did we? So let's make sure we save this. So image, save as image. Again, I've overwrite one called Plinth Normal. So let's just save as image. Okay, and that's now a saved image that we can use. Keep it in the same folder as everything else if you can. Let's go over to Explorer. Where are you? There you are. Plinth, is that the same folder? It looks like it, doesn't it? There we are. There's our normal maps. Let's bring up Substance Painter and then bring that folder up. And if it's kind, let's just go. Actually, before I do that, let's make sure. I'd like to be in the right shelf, if you like. So I don't know why. I don't think it makes a lot of difference. If we just drag that in there now, a window will pop up. This is a new window. Okay, Plinth Normal, we can just say undefined, and it's an actual texture, isn't it? Okay, there's a few things. Import your resources to yes, the one other thing. I just like to save it. All right, we'll just do save first. And again, I've saved this model here. We'll overwrite this plinth.spp. Click on save. It will save. You want to replace it? Yes, you won't have that issue. So I'll drag that in again. I don't know if you need to do it in that order. I just like to save it first and then bring that back in. And then it's what you say it was a texture, and we'll import your resources to project Plinth. Yeah, you can add it to the shelf forever, but we just want it for this project here, okay? Because we saved it as that. All right, so just click import. Happy days. So now we just need to bake these textures out. This won't take long. So spin over texture set settings, click on Bake Textures. Alright, we're going to go for 1024 on the output size and set the anti-aliasing to 4x4. Okay, and I think that's all I want to do for now. I'm just going to click Bake Textures and I'll pause it and come back when it's finished. Okay, I finished this. I've done with it what it is. I think it's a lot quicker now. But our normal map's not been applied to it, so we'll just click over here on normal and then pick this one here. You can see this one here, Plinth normal. Okay, we can see that it's applied it to all 4 edges. Reason being, to me, you see that looks like it's indented, but that one looks like it's outdented. Don't know. Are we going to notice it from a distance? I don't think so. Still looks kind of cool though, right? Okay, so we've got that applied. Let's now go over to just very quickly use one of the. Let's just delete the layer that's there, and we'll add a new fill layer. No, we won't. Let's just before we even do that, let's just see if there's a smart mask here. Let's just type marble in. Not under smart materials even. Let's try smart materials, not the mask. Smart marble. Here we go. There's a couple here. You see. So let's just drag that in. That looks a little odd, in my opinion. Let's just try the other one. Marble polished. Thank you. Now I like that a lot. I'd say that the veins, or whatever you want to call these things, it is veins. There you go. Possibly a little large. I'd like to add a bit of roughness to it. It looks a bit too shiny. Otherwise, guys, I'm actually very happy with how that looks. You'll notice that every edge is the same, by the way. You'll notice this, yeah. Remember, because each side is showing the same texture space. The top's obviously different. It's different texture space, but that's good. Now, I like that. I like that a lot. So I think what I'll do is add another layer just up here. Just add another layer, and we'll make that just the roughness. And I'll add the rough. I like to click on here and do a procedural one. My favourite is fractal sum. Okay, and I don't know if you can how well you can see that. Hopefully that'll be a bit clear if we zoom in. There you go. You can see it's there. You go. That's a good angle. You can see it's a lot more sort of dirty looking. All right, and potentially what we can do is we can add the height as well. Did that click? This is the problem with this. So what I'll do is I'll add another layer. So we'll just call that roughness. All right. Yeah, that makes it a lot more gruff, doesn't it? What we can do is you can actually scale this down till. Yes, you can't see it. Although to be honest with you, it doesn't appear to be making a difference. Let's just change that to linear dodge, shall we? Let's try and find an angle where it's nice and shiny. Let's turn it off. Shine for me, shine so I can see you. There we go. Now let's turn you back on. Okay, now we should be able to get a rough idea of where we want this. That's nothing. That's everything. So linear dodge doesn't do anything. Maybe it's linear burn. I always get confused with the two. No, normal. Okay, alright. I'm just going to click on that again. Yeah, you can see the difference though, can't you? It's got a much more kind of dirty look about it. And then what I'll also do is I will add another layer, which is going to be... I thought that would overwrite everything. No, it's not layer, that's why. I always do that. Click on that. The fill layer. There we go. And we'll make this one. Where's all my stuff? I'll click on material. There we go. And then we'll just make this one just the height. Alright. Before I go mad here, let's just make sure, because I realised I minimised that. If I click on height here, no, I don't want height for that. I'll do it on this one. So just add this and call it height. And then we won't use it. We'll use exactly the same fractal sum, and that creates this really weird looking thing. It completely overwrites our indents. But what we can do using the power of these little channels here is click on here, height like that, and then just drag this right down. I want this to be barely visible, just enough so that you can tell it's kind of an old. Something like that, right? Something like 6 or maybe 7 or 9. Something like that. Let's try 9. There you go. So now you can see it's got a little bit more sort of age to it. You could almost argue that's too much. I fiddle with this all the time, trying to work out roughly what the right height is. You could, if you wanted to add some more stuff to the top. I'm going to go with that for now. I like that. I like the way it looks. I think that'll look great in Unity. So let's just save this, and we will, of course, export those textures. Click export textures, change the location, if I'm lucky, Plinth, Bomberman Plinth, there we go. You might have to navigate that to that yourself. Let's select that folder, that's fine. We're going to go for 1024 by 1024. The channel is going to be, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to try Unity 5 standard metallic. Alright, so it's got the normal, it's got an emission channel there as well, which we don't really use. We can probably remove that. Yeah, so just go for albedo, metallic, smoothness, normal, and emission. Alright, I still need to work out why. I'll have a quick look now why that's not working in Unity. If I show you, so Unity 5 standard, metallic smoothness has as the alpha the grey one, which is the glossiness. So that should be fine. That's correct to me. All right. Well, it's not working as I expect. If anyone's got an answer to that, I'll show you the problem in a minute. So let's do that again. File export. Sorry. Hey. File export textures. No sausage. Right. Okay. Plinth. Select folder. What was it? Unity 5. Standard metallic. And then we're going to go with the 1024 by 1024. PNG 8-bit is fine. Dilation is good. Just click on these to have a look and just click export. Shouldn't take long. Export finished with some warnings. I think the warnings are, just click on the log here, it's probably the fact there's no emission channel. It says here the opacity needed by the plinth material albedo of the texture isn't available because opacity channel is missing in your texture set. I don't use any opacity on this. There's no transparency layer or anything like that going on, which is fine. What do we think? Do we like that level of? Yeah, I like that sheen there, and there's just the sort of ripple to it. I like that a lot. Right, okay, so let's now spin it into Unity, and we'll import this in right now. Let's load that up. Okay, here we are back in Unity with my good friend the bomb that we loaded up from the previous time. There she is. Should give us a good reference guide actually, because you may remember that the bomb. I've just this second closed Chrome, but the bomb is the same size, or so sort of, you know, it's rather large in Bomberman. So when you place it down, so it'll be a good reference point for us. So Unity being Unity, it's pulled in the Plinth folder here, so we can bring in our Plinth model. Plinth.fbx, there it is, and we'll just drag that in over here. Okay, pop that in. There we go, and there she is. You can see she's much too big. So can I make you transparent? I don't know if I can. There is a way, isn't there? Wireframe. There. So now we can see just how much too big it is, and you can see it's probably twice the size it needs to be, or the bomb's half the size. So let's just try this. Let's just go 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Yeah, that looks much more like it. We may need to tweak these values. There's a couple of options here. We can do that, or we can go and edit it in Blender so that it's that size. So let's just do that. Let's do that just so that everything starts off in the right place. So we'll spin back into Blender. Where are you, Blender? There you are. So we'll click over here and we'll just type S 0.5. Okay, and then we'll just press Control A, rotation and scale. File, export, FBX, Plinth.fbx, export FBX. Did I make this? Is the one thing you should always check, is that you've got selected objects and experimental. Yes, it tends to default to that once you've saved it once in that session. Okay, so going back to here, there we go. Boom, it's done it. It's actually clicked it. So we can now back to shaded now. We can see that's pretty much the same size. Good. Let's create our material. Where are you, material? Create material. It's been a long day. It's beautiful weather out here right now. What I was saying last time about barbecues, I really should be out doing one today. It's been absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so we'll click on the material albedo transparency. Pull that in. Yep, and then we'll click on metallic smoothness. And again, you can see that's. I'll just have a play with that. Let's just see if that's something to do with that. Okay, and the final one is the material normal. That's our Plinth normal. That's very closely named, isn't it? But you can see it's our material normal that we want. Oh, click on the material. Where did you go? There, your material. Let's just rename that, shall we, to Plinth material. And we can delete this materials folder. Make that go pink, but that's fine. It won't last long. Plinth material. Get our Plinth material normal. Probably say fix now, so we'll fix now, and if we just drag the Plinth material onto Plinth, boom, and you can see it's very shiny, isn't it? Very shiny indeed. It's not it's a bit shinier than I intended. Let's just see if I can. That looks like that might be the way to go. You can see actually at close up it's not so great, but about that distance there, that's it, isn't it? You can see the bomb poking through. Let's just disable you for a minute. We can have a look at our beautiful plinth that's going to be used multiple times. It does look a bit odd. I think something, bear in mind it's going to be at a 3D angle most of the time. It shouldn't be too noticeable, but you'll notice that if you were paying close attention, you go, hang on a minute, that little mark there, that sort of crescent shape there, is on that side, and it's on that side, and it's on that side. But there you go. Whether anybody will ever notice that is another matter. If you want to go to town and create 4 separate sides, please go ahead. Guys, thank you so much. Apologies I've kind of rattled through that. I would hope that would be a quick tutorial. It's taken a little bit longer with my mucking about with those normal maps. Probably should have done that in Substance Painter. There we go. You live and learn. I appreciate you watching as always. Look forward to seeing you next time. We're going to dig into some Unity next time. Let's get this character moving around. Let's get these shapes in place. And let's perhaps even go attack some AI for some of the baddies. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Catch you next time. Bye bye.